Go down. Slideshow from beginning.
Oh. So like I said before, I'm from Zumio, and we think that you can get better health through mobile. So across all our apps, so Zumio is a mobile health apps development company. We make some of the blockbuster apps that some of you guys may have downloaded, such as Instant Heart Rate, available on both Android and iPhone. And across all our apps, we have about 30 million downloads. And from the Instant Heart Rate app, we actually collect approximately 10 million peripheral heart measurements per month. So, we've been out for about 2 years, so you can probably do the math in terms of the huge amount of data that we have in our database. And we also track sleep using your iPhone as well in the app called Sleep Time, also available on the Android and iPhone. And about 150,000 sleep sessions are collected every night. If you do the math, about 8 hours a typical user would sleep per day, you get about 100 years worth of sleep data each night. And we think there's a lot of value in that because sleep is actually a pretty thing that most of us probably do need more of. And we also have an app out there, one of the first diabetes management apps available in the App Store, called Glucose Buddy. It came out in 2008, October, and at that time, no one really knew how big the whole mHealth revolution was. And when we introduced it into the market, there were only less than 1,000 apps in the App Store. And now there are more than 700,000. So here's a little bit more info about Zumio. We are by far the leader in mobile health apps on both iOS and Android with a blockbuster market acceptance. Like I said before, 30 million downloads across iPhone and Android, 10 million peripheral heart measurements stored per month, 100 years of sleep data stored and analyzed per day, 14 million diabetes data records in total, of which more than 80% are actual blood glucose values, the rest being exercise, activity, medication, and food. And for some of our fitness apps out there, popular one being Fitness Buddy and Fitness Trainer, users typically go through about 500,000 workout sessions performed at the gym or at home also per day. So we utilize the iPhone's sensors, the screen, the accelerometer, the GPS, the gyro, anything on the iPhone that the iPhone has or the Android phone has, we use in our apps to better people's health. We were established in January 2011 in Palo Alto. There were originally two co-founders, Boyan and Peter, with backgrounds in mobile and medical devices. In 2011, August, we raised a Series B from Founders Fund, Felicis Ventures, and Excel Partners. Myself joining as a third co-founder was through an acquisition of my first startup out of college called Sky Health in July of last year, so about 6 months ago. I was the original creator of Glucose Buddy and Fitness Buddy, and when I was initially approached, it was just pretty much amazing to be working with some of the big VCs out there. I knew that with the limited amount of resources, we were bootstrapping the company, that by joining Zumio we could do bigger and greater things. So cardiovascular diseases, if you just look at the screen, I don't want to bore you with all the stats, but it's pretty amazing. In the United States, about 600,000 people die from it alone. That's 1 in 4. Every year, about 1 million Americans have heart attacks, 2/3 of which are first occurrence, the other third being second or more. Everyone has in the United States, someone has a heart attack every 30 seconds, and someone dies every minute. So cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death, and more than half deaths in men are due to it every year. And coronary heart disease itself costs the United States more than $100 billion. But you can really reduce the risks of cardiovascular disease by addressing some of the things that most of you are well aware of, but sometimes lack either the motivation, the encouragement, whatever it may be, to actually perform those healthier tasks. Sleep disorders, another big thing. 40 million people in the United States have chronic sleep disorders. By sleeping less, you cost your employers more than $18 billion a year. Car crashes, and I'm actually guilty of this myself because I commute from Berkeley to Palo Alto every day. It's a 2-hour drive. Work long hours. Luckily, I'm still a little young, so I can kind of endure those pretty gruesome, physical tasks. But I'm beginning to feel it myself, especially in the lower back because of sitting for an extended amount of time. And sometimes you try not to fall asleep at the wheel, but it does occur because of fatigue. 40,000 a year, of which 1,500 of those are actually result in fatalities. Insomnia, more in women than in older individuals. 18 million suffer from sleep apnea, and 250K suffer from narcolepsy. So I don't want to bore with all these stats. I'd like to do some of the demos of our flagship apps, but I don't want to switch around between the computer and the iPhone. So I'm going to go through some of the stuff that our app actually collects. So this is actually data collected from our instant heart rate app using the rear-facing camera. And basically, we work with the Pazai, an MD cardiologist at Stanford University, and you can actually detect AFib from the signal from within the app. And working on algorithms to really perfect that. Glucose Buddy, the app that I created out of college, mainly because of my grandmother who had passed away from type 2 diabetes the year before. I was trained in EE, graduated with the ECS background at Cal, but also took all the pre-med classes because I thought I was going to be a doctor. iPhone came out in 2008, rocked my world. Here I am today after being acquired by Zumio. It's interesting how life has its turns. So we actually had a 9-month clinical trial conducted in Australia by a lady named Rowena Cohen for a PhD. And basically she found, so the reason why she did it because most of the studies were done through type 2 diabetes with apps. Glucose Buddy is the most downloaded diabetes app on iPhone and Android. And she wanted to do it for type 1 patients. So combining with text messaging or iMessaging through a 9-month clinical trial, we were able to show a HbA1c reduction of 1.2 points, and 1% reduction in HbA1c is basically a 25% reduced risk for retinopathy, and 39% reduced risk for microalbuminuria. So it's pretty significant what a smartphone can do paired with the person on the other side. Telemedicine, right? So what are we going to do with all this data that we have? We have fitness apps, cardiovascular apps, sleep apps, nutrition apps, etc. So this is where we think we're going. We're thinking about the next hub. There's an internal name for that at our company. It's called Argus, which is the Greek god with 1,000 eyes. And as Shervin had said earlier, his perfect customers are those who lose 4 to 5 Fitbits during when they purchased it, and the other customers that he enjoys are those who actually have their iPhones with them all the time, and we couldn't agree more with it. So we're going to be utilizing every part of the iPhone and integrating all our apps together, all passively. And we hope to one day also connect to some of the devices as seen here, the Fitbit, Fuel Band, hopefully with Sunny Vu's Misfit Shine. I think there's a huge opportunity from our user base who would love to have that and own it. So without further ado, I'm going to demo some of the apps. Sorry, I don't want to do that. But so the first app I'd like to demo, and the one that we think is the coolest, is Instant Heart Rate. So this is available in the App Store now, and this is actually the version that I've been working on to make it even cooler. So the way that it works is basically you put your finger on the rear camera while the flash is going, and within a couple of And within a couple of seconds, you can detect, it'll detect your heart rate.
Pretty darn slow.
Yes, I am speaking in public. The heart rate is a little on the high side. Just so you know, compared to a pulse oximeter, it's actually within 2 to 3 beats worth of accuracy. So it's very accurate. How many times? 1 minute.
You need to add presenting.
Yes. So new tag. Yes. Yeah, I can keep it right. So, pre-new, presenting, great. And we have the signal in here. This is the processed signal, it's not the raw data, so your doctor will probably be looking at things that are more unprocessed. But it shows you the presenting, we have tags on the back, so you can do it, tag however you want. So I'm going to try to rush through this a little bit. Another app that we have is basically using the front-facing camera on the phone. So touchless. And as we had actually demonstrated during the presidential election, that by holding it up to your phone, to the television screen, you can see Obama or Mitt Romney's heart rate. So that's they sell instant heart rate is the most downloaded one. It's available on Android. Basically you hold the lighting here is not that great, but you basically position your face, you press it, and you can't have a light here, so I won't demo this right now, but the other clue app that we have is Sleep Time. It's the one that basically tracks how you sleep throughout the night by using the accelerometer within the iPhone. And it's loading. So there we go. You basically, so this is the night before. Basically shows you when you went to bed, how much movement you moved throughout the night. Basically, it's pretty cool, but also there's a lot of science analysis behind it. There's also soundscapes for those who need noise to go to sleep. You basically have this really cool clock where you could basically set your alarm. So that's that. You can pretty much replace your built-in iPhone alarm with this alarm. Not only does it provide more functionality, more coolness factor, but at the same time it helps you sleep better through the white noise and other cool things.
Where do you put the phone?
So you place the phone next to your bed. Next to your bed. It doesn't have to be really close to it. The accelerometer within the iPhone and Android are extremely sensitive, so it'll pick up the movements. And if you don't sleep alone, you would put it on the farthest side of the bed. So on your side, that's the loneliest. So the other app that's had a lot of acceptance, it's probably the one that got me acquired personally, is our Fitness Buddy app. It's the #1 leading fitness app in the English-speaking countries, UK, Australia, Canada, the US. Has the largest exercise fitness database. Pick a part that you want to work on, say your chest, and you have a really attractive-looking cover model of mHealth performing the exercise, showing the steps, instructions, how to do it.
Download the application.
Yes, you can't just download. You actually have to do the exercise. It's actually good. So that's Fitness Buddy. But the one that I also want to show is called Fitness Trainer. This one actually has voice audio cues to guide you through the workout, providing encouragement, motivation, and it tells you what exercise to do next. And at the same time, also shows you how to do it. So this is enough excuses. Perfect, right? It's easy. Basically, these are what you'll be doing: body weight push-up, number of sets, reps, the rest between it. Basically, all you have to do is, so you guys probably can't hear it, but you say, press do this workout, and you would follow the instructions. So you would get ready in the ready position. And the model here is actually my fraternity brother at Berkeley. We were in a pre-med fraternity together, and he's very fit. I don't know if you guys can hear
Maybe
it.
you should have somebody more realistic.
Yeah, it's actually going to medical-based. Well, again, oh, perfect. Oh. So right.
Is it available on Android or only on
Yeah,
iPhone?
this one's currently available only on the iPhone. So we're working on the Android version. So basically, it'll cue you through it, tell you what's exercise next, the rest in between, and you basically can actually create your P90X workout from the exercises within, and also share it with your friends. So they can actually download the app, and they can reload the same workout that you did, and do it at the convenience of their own home.
Actually, are you partnering with anyone like P90X or those types of?
We would love to, but we haven't approached them. Yeah. That'll be really interesting. And we also have free versions. So for individual ones, free to try out. It's kind of the model on the App Store. These days, the App Store is actually increasingly competitive. Either you have to have a very big name brand, have a lot of resources or funding to make the big push, or you just have to create an app that is extremely unique and cool. And we're actually working on some of that, and we hope to show you guys within the next 2 months. We really think that this will be the app that ties everything together, puts context within the measurements. So the measurement itself really doesn't mean anything. We need context because health is all related. Nothing is just by itself. Everything's combined. And by looking at the bigger picture, you can fix the problems. So thank you very much.